It's 2 a.m. If you are preparing for a major exam or career milestone, you might be staring at a desk exactly like this. To the outside world, you project a polished facade of success. But behind closed doors, the reality is mounting fear, academic exhaustion, and broken sleep. Millions of students and young professionals sacrifice their mental health to survive competitive environments, writing off their daily suffering as normal stress. Clinical depression is a physiological state that requires a structured, step-by-step approach to professional treatment. Step 1 is assessing your baseline to determine if you have crossed the line from temporary exam stress into a prolonged clinical issue. You need to watch for specific physical shifts. Look for a chronic loss of sleep, an appetite that suddenly vanishes, and a sustained pattern of actively isolating yourself from the friends you used to see every day. Next is the cognitive impact. Your brain will struggle to focus on a single page, retain basic information, or make simple daily decisions. This diagram outlines the exact diagnostic checklist you need to objectively self-assess. You are looking for a prolonged presence of sleep disruption, appetite loss, cognitive fog, and isolation. Acknowledging that these measurable symptoms have persisted for weeks is the mandatory first step. You must clearly identify the condition before you can treat it. Step 2 is breaking the silence. Identify exactly one trusted advocate, a parent, a close sibling, or a teacher, and formally state to them that you are struggling. Hiding a mental illness carries the same physiological risks as trying to walk on an untreated broken leg. This image shows the trap we easily fall into. Comparing your dark, isolated bedroom to a perfectly curated feed of other people's victories only accelerates your feeling of failure. When you do reach out, you might hit a wall. Well-meaning parents or advocates often misinterpret the struggle as a simple lack of effort, telling you to just think positive. If you are dismissed, use this exact pivot strategy. Clearly articulate that you are experiencing clinical mental fatigue that requires a doctor. If they still push back, immediately pivot and find a different advocate. Speaking the words out loud takes the problem out of your head. It shifts the burden from an isolating trap into a shared, actionable challenge. Step 3 is engaging a professional. Book a formal consultation with a licensed mental health expert. This shifts the heavy burden of treatment off your shoulders and onto an expert's. This flowchart illustrates how cognitive behavioral therapy identifies the toxic loop between negative thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Therapy interrupts this cycle. By inserting a new decision node into your thought process, you train your brain to form constructive responses instead of spiraling downward. If your doctor prescribes psychiatric medication, follow a strict rule. Never self-prescribe, never alter your dosage, and never stop taking the medication without explicit instructions from your doctor. Engaging a professional removes the guesswork from your recovery. You replace self-blame with proven medical science. Step 4 is building a support routine. You need to optimize your physical body to absorb the clinical treatment you are receiving. There are 3 non-negotiable physical habits to lock in. Establish a regulated sleep schedule, integrate light physical activity into your day, and consume balanced meals. Psychologically, you need to aggressively reduce your screen time. Replace those scrolling hours by setting extremely small, achievable daily goals to slowly rebuild your baseline confidence. Be clear on the limitation here. These habits are strictly supplemental scaffolding. A good diet and sleep schedule will never replace professional therapy or prescribed medication. The doctors treat the actual condition. Your daily routine simply provides the stable, physical foundation necessary for that treatment to take hold. Recovery is a non-linear process, but as these clinical steps begin to stabilize your brain chemistry, the constant sensation of exhaustion slowly recedes. You start to re-engage with the world, moving through the gradual process of returning to a functional baseline. By adhering to these specific medical and behavioral steps, clinical depression is highly treatable. A return to your normal life is the expected outcome of consistent treatment. A failed exam, a gap year, or a rejected interview does not determine your human value. Those metrics do not dictate your core identity. Asking for help is the ultimate act of self-preservation. Take action today and share these steps with anyone else fighting the silent struggle.